Hey guys, so I am a first-time investor in the stock market and I just threw in over $50,000. If you'd like to see what happened, stick around. Hey guys, first off, thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe, I hope you'll comment, and I hope you'll like. So yeah, I just threw in over $50,000, or actually around 55,100 and change. Where has that got me? Well, before we get started in that, let me give you a little bit of background. I was one of the people that lost almost everything in the last crash. I had a house, job, and I lost a house, I lost a job, I lost it all. So it's taken me quite a while to get everything built back up. So I worked my butt off, saved, and promised myself if I ever got into a position that I could get into the stock market in a crash, I thought that'd be a good time to do it. So during this pandemic, around March 18th, I decided to get in. So what you have to understand is I am a first-time investor in stocks. So I pretty much went in with a simple idea. Buy it low, sell it high. And that's pretty much it. I did not get into options or anything like that, which I did not know about prior to getting into this, and still don't know too much about it, which is why I'm not getting into it yet. However, a buddy of mine at work introduced me to Robinhood. And if you don't know what Robinhood is, it's pretty much an app on your phone that you can transfer money over into from your bank account and start buying stocks. And there's a couple of these. One of them is Robinhood, which I use, and one of them is Webull. Now, there's arguments on both of them about which one's better and which one's worse. I have both, and I have used Robinhood much more simply because it seems easier for what I'm looking for in stocks. But people will argue that Webull is much better because it's very much more analytical and a lot more tools that you can use to play with to really kind of get into looking at the stocks. So I would suggest if you're a beginner, Robinhood. If you're a little bit more experienced, maybe Webull, but I have not had too many issues with Robinhood. Now, if you don't know too much about stocks, in the 1970s, there was a professor there that kind of theorized that if a monkey threw a dart at a board with stocks on it, they would do just as well as an experienced stock market trader. Well, he was wrong. The monkeys did better. In other words, the experts don't always know everything. So I pretty much went into this with the idea that if a company was growing or doing better and it suddenly crashed, then it more than likely will grow and do better again. And that's what I went with. So to back up a little bit, I didn't go into this throwing $50,000 in immediately. What I did was I put in $1,000. I wanted to make sure that this was a true thing because I did not know what Robinhood was. So I transferred money over into Robinhood and I started buying stocks, and it worked out. And I transferred a few more thousand and a few more thousand, and this went on from about March 18th to now, which is June 1st, while I'm making this video. So everything that I'm talking about right now has happened within about 3 to 4 months. Whatever losses and whatever gains I've taken, that is my time period right now. So before we get any further, if you'd like to try Robinhood or Webull and get a free stock, which you can get a free stock in this, and this is what's cool about it, I'll leave a link in the description below. And what will happen is if you click on that link and join Robinhood, you'll get a free stock, I'll get a free stock if you sign up. And then you can pass on a link to maybe your girlfriend, your wife, your friend, then you'll get a free stock and they'll get a free stock, and it would just go on and on and on. And you can probably make a little bit of money just by trying to get your friends to sign up, and everybody gets a free stock. So that's not a bad deal. So if you want to do that, in the description below, I'll leave a link. I believe Webull will give you a free stock, but then if you put $100 in your account, you'll get another free stock. Can't remember. Make sure you check that. That's exactly what I did. I had a buddy of mine at work introduced me to Robinhood. He got a free stock. I got a free stock, and same thing with Webull. So what happened with my stocks? Did they go up? Did they go down? The answer is yes. And what stocks did I buy? I'm going to show you the stocks that I bought. Well, I can't show you all of them because I actually did some trading, which leads me back to this. I found out that on Robinhood, and more than likely on Webull, which I've not done, is if you have anything less than $25,000 and you buy a stock and trade it in the same day, that will kind of give you a red flag as a day trader. Now, what a day trader means is somebody who's trading daily. You're buying and selling the same stock back and forth, back and forth. I started to do that and I saw that I was getting this red flag. Now, if you do it 3 times on Robinhood, your account will be locked up for 90 days. So what did I do? I put more money in. The thing with this is if you have $25,000 in the account, you're good, as long as it's above $25,000. But let's say that your account is, you purchased all your stocks at $25,000, but you drop below $25,000. If you try to do a trade, same day, back and forth about 2 or 3 times, you're going to get red flagged, your account will get locked, and then your account is locked. So what I did is I made sure that I had more than $25,000 in, and that's really how I began getting more and more money in. I pretty much just simply started putting more of my money into my portfolio, so that didn't happen, and I would have that option to buy and sell as the days went on, because at this time, amazingly enough, I was laid off, so I could kind of watch the stocks and make decisions on my buying and selling. So what happened with that? I bought some stocks that I thought were good. I bought Boeing, which actually made me a few $100s a few different times. It did well, and then I got out of it. And there's a few other stocks that I bought and sold, and I made a few $100s, and then there's stocks that I bought and they just dropped. Almost like a second crash. And what I learned from this is that that's going to happen. So some of the ones that I were able to buy and sell and just continue that way, I did that. But some of the ones I lost money on, I'm just kind of holding them. I'm just waiting till they're going to grow and build back up. Now, why do I think they're going to build back up? That's because of how I looked at the stock prior to making my purchase. So, as I said before, I looked at the stock's history. And on Robinhood, it's very easy to do it, and I'm going to show you that right now. So what I'm going to show you right now is some stocks on my phone that I am currently holding. So this does not include all the stocks that I bought and sold, which were quite a few, just to make $100 here, 30 bucks here, a couple hundred here, and but these are ones that I'm pretty much going to hang on to for a little while right now. But the main thing with this was my strategy in buying stocks. So what I did was this. This is a stock that I'm holding right now, which is Eldorado Resorts. It's currently at $36. I went into my app, my Robinhood app, and as you can see, you have 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. If we go look at that 1 year point, we can kind of scroll through and look at how much Eldorado was during this time over the course of a year, all the way up to this crash. And it was around $69 right before this crash. So it grew, and it was growing. This is 3 months. And as you can see, it was growing. It did well, way higher than after the crash. So my idea was, it's worth more than what it's worth. Simple as that. That's it. No physics to it, no anything. Perhaps it's a monkey throwing a dart at a board. I don't know. But that was my strategy. If it's worth something, if it's worth more than before the crash and it was growing or very stable, I went with that. So this is where we are with Eldorado. And over the course of 5 years, you can see it was growing and it grew very well, and then it just dropped off at the crash. So I went with that. If we go back, MGM, we'll go to a year, extremely stable, $28, 33, and then the crash where it dropped all the way down to 7. Now I didn't buy it exactly 7 because I had to do some more research to find out, to actually find the stock. So that's part of it as well, and it's currently at $17.85, which tells me that it's got a lot of growth potential, so I bought it. And this is really what I did for all the stocks. All the stocks that I purchased, I looked at them. Were they growing? Were they stable prior to the crash? Now I did get into some airplane stocks, which I wanted to sell off quite immediately. I made a few hundred here, a few hundred there, lost a few hundred here and there just to get out of the stock because I found other stocks that I thought were way more worth my time. And that's what led me to Eldorado, MGM, and I'm not giving you any sort of advice. This is just what I did. Here is one that I've lost on, and we'll see what happens with this one. But as you can see, I paid $277 for this. It's currently at $180, MFA Financial. But if I looked over the 5-year period, if we look at that, it's at $749, 7th, pretty level, pretty secure, right before the drop. And then I bought it at $277 and then it dropped again. So currently on this, I have lost $4,000. But luckily, I've had gains with a lot of other things, so I've really not lost $4,000 yet. But this is one of these ones that I'm going to hang on to until it grows back up. So that's my goal with this. So after all of this talking, where am I at? What did $55,000 do for me over the course of 3 to 4 months for a guy who's not invested, who made a simple strategy for what to buy and why to buy it? Well, let's take a look. So here is my portfolio right now as far as the amount of money that I put in. $55,590. I put this in around March 18th. Where are we at today? We are at $71,152. So currently I have made $15,562 and some change. Now, I will say this, if we look back to the 3-month area, you can see that I started to gain and then it dropped and I lost about $10,000. It gained again, it dropped again, I made a big gain again, it dropped again, and then I made a big gain again. So, but we can also look at it as it's going down, further up, down, further up, down, further up. So I'm fairly confident that this is going to be okay. I'm going to do all right in this investment. And that's really been my goal, is I wanted to make sure that I had a chance to make money at the stock market, and that's it. So as you can see, I haven't lost everything and I've actually gained a bit over $15,000 right now, and I'm pretty happy with that. And these are the stocks that I'm probably going to stay with for a while and kind of see where it goes. I think it still has a lot of growth potential. So I just wanted to throw this out to you guys. If you guys are ever thinking about getting into the stock market, I've kind of got into the idea that if I'm going to grow as an investor, I need to take a chance, take a step, take a leap of faith, and really go for it. And that doesn't mean going into it totally blind, but it does mean taking that risk. So guys, I really hope that you like the video. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of information. Hopefully it'll give you a little bit more information than you did have before. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time.